So, ladies and gentlemen, the man himself, CA Bimal Jain sir, is with us. And just, I mean, I know almost 80% of us is knowing his capabilities, his achievements. But for those 20%, because there are always new people who join with us. So for them, I would always love this chance where I get this honor to introduce Bimal sir. So without further ado, I would like to have a warm welcome to all of you that you took your time out and has joined us uh, in this beautiful journey of where Sir will guide us on the effective changes in GST law that is with effect from November 1st, 2024 with invoice management system in partnership with Zoho Books. So again, a warm round of applause whoever has joined us digitally, if they can give a warm round of applause to Sir. And with this, I'll start a brief introduction. So, CA Bimal sir is a renowned chartered accountant, a member of ICAI since 1994. Like the experience speaks for itself, and with an exceptional reputation for his expertise in tax laws, compliance, and financial strategies. With an illustrious career spanning over 22 years, he has been a driving force in shaping and influencing India's taxation landscape in and across. His vast knowledge and profound insights into the ever evolving tax regulations have made him a sought after authority in the industry. And this is not the end. Over that, he has a bachelor's degree in law and a qualified SAP financial control consultant. On top of that, 18 years of working experience in companies like LG, Honda, Hindustan Development Corp, Python and Company, and now the executive director of A to Z Corp. And I'm still telling you, this is not the end for Sir's achievement. The legendary Bimalji is having hands on experience in providing opinion and advisory services, carrying diagnostic of business operation review, structuring of business model, undertaking litigation services at all the appropriate forums. Bimal sir has also been a keynote speaker at Guinness World Records made by ICSI in the largest taxation mission on GST, which was graced by, just imagine, 4,500 plus participants, breaking record of Japan. That truly makes him an Indian asset to us. He has won numerous awards from Amity School Noida, Best Speaker Award from NIRC ICAI, ICWAI Young Achievement Award at Igniting Minds 2015, and also Best Participating Award in NSOP 117 batch by ICSI. As we all gather here today for his enlightening webinar, we are privileged to have CA Bimal sir as our esteemed speaker. Throughout this session, I have no doubt that he will guide us through all the intricacies that is required for this particular and complicated tax laws. And I'm sure even a layman can understand what Sir is trying to say, and that is his talent. So, without much ado, I welcome you, Sir, and all the stage is yours. And as usual, before you start, Sir, one question for all of us that, Sir, in the next 2-3 years, we are hearing about layoffs because of AI. So, as a professional, as a guiding force, what advice you have for all of us? With this, the stage is yours, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hers, for lovely introduction, and thank you to all the participants joining from Pan India. They are taking out time and they are joining this webinar. I'm so overwhelmed, and definitely this 1 hour 30 minutes we are going to discuss some of the topic, but important topic, which is professional opportunities for all of us together and preparation for invoice management system. Now, question is, what is the role of AI in professional assignment? Of course, AI is important, and digitization is really growing faster. We need to adopt technology in our working so that we can done away with manual working with the automation, and that will increase our efficiency and correctness, and compliance has become easier for us. So I will suggest my all the participants, you can vouch and you can always say yes or no. We are using question answer staff for getting input and feedback from all the participants. What do you think? From my perspective, of course, I'm saying AI is going to be important one, but individual intelligence and his excellence will always be there as a superior. But we need to introduce AI in our working to see the compliances at each, automation, digitization, to have, effective working growing up. Do you agree with me? I request all the participants to say yes if they agree with me. If they're not agreeing, of course, democratic country, you can always say no to it. But that is what looks like to me. So it is need of the hour. Yes. So a lot of things. So yes has come from a lot of you. Thank you very much. So without taking much time, I'm starting today's webinar. We are going to discuss three important topics. Believe me, three important topics. The first one, that you may have adverse order from the GST department, and department has denied the credit, GST credit, because barred by limitation under section 16 subsection 4. So what to be done? What are the changes in the law which is helping you to get the benefit? First topic. Second topic, GST amnesty scheme, section 128 capital A. If you pay the demanded tax amount, then there will be complete waiver of interest and or penalty. So that is the second topic. So what you would be doing that. And third, our preparedness for invoice management system. It is optional, but I'm telling you, it will be implemented. So are we ready? Do we understand what is the meaning of invoice management system? What needs to be done? We are going to discuss everything today under this topic, IMS. So only three topics, and we are going to discuss each of the component. If you are having any query, please post your query. And at the end of the session, I'm going to take all your queries and telling you I will resolve your queries. So be with me, have a paper and pencil ready with you. Some of the important points which I'm going to deliberate today, you may note down for your understanding's sake. That will help you when you recall this discussion of this webinar for your better understanding. So are we all ready? If ready, a thumbs up will work that we all are ready. So I will start immediately. Please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So very first topic of the day, that we have seen that the GST department has passed the adverse order denying the credit, GST credit, barred by limitation under section 16 subsection 4. What was the provision under section 16 subsection 4? Due date of furnishing return for the month of September following the end of relevant financial year, or due date of furnishing annual return, whichever is earlier. This provision got amended effective for financial year 21-22, and then they have said 30th November of succeeding financial year, or due date of furnishing annual return, whichever is earlier. With this background, we have to understand. Let's say if you are having a particular GSTR 3B of March 2020, March 2020 meaning thereby financial year 1920. You were supposed to file by 20th October 2020. Am I right? But let's say you could not file for number of reasons by that due date. Department has denied the credit and they have passed the adverse order. So now there is a change. The provision, which is important one, section 16 subsection 5 and section 16 subsection 6. Listen very carefully. If you are having any adverse order denying the GST credit barred by limitation as per section 16 subsection 4, then you are allowed to avail. You're allowed to avail such credit as per section 16 subsection 5 for initial 4 financial year 17-18, 18-19, 19-20 and 20-21. Only condition, you must have availed the credit through GSTR 3B and by 30th November 2021. So this is the only condition. And this provision, section 16, subsection 5, is now retrospectively applicable from July 1, 2017. So you will get the benefit. What is the next benefit under section 16, subsection 6? If your registration is cancelled by the department, then quite obvious, you are not in a position to file your GST return. So there may be a possibility because you could not file GST return, your credit gets barred by limitation. Am I right? So specific provision section 16 subsection 6. They're saying now such credit would be available provided you file all your return by 30th November of succeeding financial year related to the relevant financial year, if that 30th November is available to you. Otherwise, within 30 days from the revocation order for the period cancellation till revocation, you can file all your such return within 30 days of revocation order, you would be allowed the credit. So this is what the two important change is being made in GST law. It is applicable for 4 financial year. Now listen very carefully. This is what you would be doing. In case you got adverse order, I'm repeating again. In case you got adverse order and department is denying credit for you, and such order is being passed under section 73, which is non-fraud case, or under section 74, even though fraud case. So whether your order is under section 73 or 74, so this is called adjudication order. Or any appellate order, first appellate authority has passed any adverse order under section 107 or 108. If you're having such adverse order and you have not filed any appeal against such order, and you have to listen, I will continue my discussion, and by the time I will close, I'm sure your all the queries will get resolved. But in case something is being left out, post your query and we will take your queries at the end of the session. So if any adverse order under section 73, 74, 107, 108, and you have not filed appeal, then what you would be doing? You would be filing a rectification application on GST portal as per Annexure A, and this Annexure A is being given under notification number 22/2024 Central Tax dated 8th of October 2024. So this Annexure A is available. You will fill up this Annexure A to move your rectification application against such adverse order. What is the time period? Within 6 months from 8th of October 2024. So this Annexure A is available in this notification number 22/2024. You need to fill up and you have to online submit on GST portal for rectification of such order. And it will go to the proper officer. Who would be the proper officer? If order is passed by adjudication authority under section 73 or 74, then he would be the proper officer. And in case of appeal order, who is passing appeal order 107 and 108. It will go to them and they are supposed to pass rectification order. So if it is adjudication order 7374, then DRC 08. If it is appellate order 107, 108, then APL 04 to be passed by such proper officer within 3 months from the date of your application. Within 3 months. Only point in this notification, they have used the term as far as possible. This is creating some kind of, subjectivity. Why as far as possible? There should be definite time frame. With this as far as possible, you are giving open window to the department. So to me, it is not going fine, but I'm just drawing your attention. Within 3 months from your application made. So once they pass the rectification order, you are being resolved. That credit which was barred by limitation would be available to you for initial 4 financial year. 17-18, 18-19, 19-20, and 20-21. A question may come up to your mind, why they have not done anything for financial year 21-22? It may come to your mind. But for your information, for 21-22, they have already made 30th November 2022. That is what the provision. So it is initial 4 financial year. This is the first part of the story. Second part of the story, interesting one. While passing the rectification order, if something which is going against the taxpayer and the proper officer is not passing the rectification order in your favor, then he has to follow principle of natural justice. Means he can't pass any adverse order unless he gives you opportunity of being heard. This is what written in the notification itself. So before passing any adverse order, while doing the rectification, he can't do, and it should not be violative of principle of natural justice. So he must give you proper opportunity of being heard. Having said that, now important one, and which you would be asking. Your question would be, sir, I have filed my reply against the so-called notice, but no order is being passed as yet. Or we have filed the appeal, but subsequently no appellate order is being passed by the appellate authority. What happened to those situations? The first case was adverse order and no appeal is being filed. But second case, you have replied to the notice. There is no order with you, adjudication order, or you have filed appeal, but no order in appeal is being passed. What to be done? My answer is, now such proper officer will pass the order in the light of section 16, subsection 5, which is existing today. Section 16, subsection 6, and these provisions are retrospectively applicable from July 1, 2017. So no way they can pass any adverse order. They will always adhere to the provision existing today. So this is how they are going to pass the proper order in your favor, keeping in that mind. Now, another question which may come up, sir, what happened if I have not availed credit through 3B, but I have availed through GSTR 9 or 9C, annual return? Whether I will get the credit. As per law, they are saying 3B. But to my mind, we can always litigate such matter for the region. Region number 1. There is judgment from Madras High Court in the case of Sanmoga Hardware Electricals that his GSTR 3B was invalid but he has shown the credit amount in 9 and 9C, and credit was availed in the books of accounts. Credit can't be denied. And the argument which was taken up by the petitioner before the Lordship was, Lordship, I have shown the credit in my 9 and 9C. Maybe a case I have done mistake. I filed GSTR 3B nil. That is the reason it is not showing in 3B, but I have shown in 9 and 9C. I have availed the credit in my books of account. Credit would be denied. An important aspect which was discussed in the judgment is, listen carefully, until 1st October 2022. Please listen very carefully. Until 1st October 2022, there was GSTR 2 credit statement. GSTR 1 outward supply gets auto-populated in 2A for the recipient. Then recipient need to file GSTR 2, which is credit document, gets auto-populated in GSTR 1A for the supplier, and then GSTR 3 need to be filed. Am I right? GSTR 2 was existing until 1st October 2022. Even GSTR 3 was existing. But as a stopgap management, they have introduced GSTR 3B. But both GSTR 2 and 3 was existing within the provision of GST law. And that was never made operational. So when GSTR 2 was existing, it was not made operational. How you can deny my credit just because I'm not shown in 3B? I hope you got it. And this is the point of litigation. This is the point of litigation. So we have to carry on with that litigation. So this is the first topic which I thought let me convey to all of you. But one last point in this topic is, there may be a case you got adverse order and you happen to be a compliant taxpayer and you may have paid the liability because barred by limitation. Maybe a possibility, right? What they are saying, as per the provision, if you have paid the liability, then no relief to you. You will not get any refund. You will not get any refund. So this is not correct. When we look at compliant taxpayer versus non-compliant taxpayer, what is important? If compliant taxpayer has done the compliances, you're giving benefit to the non-compliant taxpayer. Why the money which is paid by the compliant taxpayer should not be refunded? Do you all agree or not? First, you tell me yes or no in that question answers tab. Do you all agree with me or not? Say yes or no. Am I right? Say yes or no in that question answers tab. And I'm telling you, it can also be litigated. It can also be litigated. We can always go to the court of law and say it is without authority of law under Article 265 to the Constitution of India. It's a matter of litigation, but that is my humble submission and opinion to all of you. So this was my first topic of the day. Coming back to the second topic of the day. You may have questions. Don't worry. Stay with me. Write down your question and post in question answers tab. What Hers will do, Hers will pick up your question and will post those questions to me at the end of the session. And I'm making sure you are being given answer. That is my, not Modi guarantee, but my submission to all of you that I will definitely give you the reply of the same. So stay with me. So second topic, section 128, capital A. GST amnesty scheme. If you pay the demanded tax amount, then no interest, no penalty. And listen carefully, who are being covered, how you can avail the benefit, what are the caution need to be done, what are the very frequently asked questions and answer of those frequently asked questions. So listen carefully. Are you all ready? Can I see once again thumbs up so that we can move to the second topic, so that you can move your mindset to the second topic? Thumbs up? Yes. Well done. So very well done. So all the audience are with me. So many thumbs up means we all are ready to listen there. Yeah, listen now. Section 128 capital A is talking about that you will get waiver of interest and penalty or any kind of tax demand on account of non-payment of tax, short payment of tax, ITC wrongly availed or utilized, except erroneous refund. For 3 financial years, 17-18, 18-19, and 19-20. And such demands are being raised under Section 73, non-fraud cases. You will get the relief provided you pay the demanded tax amount by cutoff date, which I will tell you what is the cutoff date. Now, the first topic under this, theme is who all are getting benefit. Section 128 capital A subsection 1 clause A, and you must remember this clause A, clause B, clause C, because we are going to discuss these clauses in a later part of this presentation. Clause A, you got so-called notice or statement under section 73, but no order is being passed. First coverage, clause A. Clause B, adjudication order is being passed, but no order in appeal is being passed. Clause B. Clause C, order in appeal is being passed by first appellate authority, but no subsequent order is being passed by GST tribunal. A, notice issued, no adjudication order. B, adjudication order passed, but no order in appeal is being passed. C, order in appeal is being passed by first appellate authority, but no order is being passed by GST tribunal. So these are all adverse order against you. Now you want to avail the benefit. Whether you will get the benefit? Yes, you will get the benefit. If you pay the demanded tax amount by 31st March 2025, demanded tax amount paid by 31st March 2025. Let's carry on further. The first proviso under section 128 capital A subsection 1, first proviso. If any notice is being issued under section 74, you should wake up. 74 means fraud cases. Department has issued notice to you under section 74. Then also you can get the benefit. Only condition you have to keep in mind that appellate authority or tribunal or court has remanded the matter to the proper officer that this is not a fraud case. This is a non-fraud case under section 73. And that order is to be passed or order is passed under section 73, non-fraud case, then you will get the benefit. And payment to be made within 6 months from the date of such order passed under section 73, when these matters remanded back, saying that it is not a fraud case, it is a non-fraud case. First proviso. Second proviso, interesting one. Coverage. Let's say you got some order in your favor. Department Adjudication Authority has passed the order in your favor. Department has gone for appeal. Then also you will get benefit. provision saying if subsequent order passed by the appellate authority and determining any additional tax liability, then that additional tax liability must be paid within 3 months of such order. Then you will also get the benefit of this section 128 capital A GST amnesty. So this is what the coverage. I have said what is the date of payment. Now when you are making payment, the first question which will come to your mind, can I make payment through e-credit ledger or I need to pay through e-cash ledger? Am I right? You can pay either from e-cash or from e-credit. There is no bar that compulsorily you have to pay through e-cash ledger. There is no bar. And these I'm talking from the circular issued by CBIC in this regard. First part of the story. Second part of the story. Let's say you got some order wherein there are two topics, two issues. One issue was some portion of demand was pertaining to GST credit denied because of barred by limitation, section 16 subsection 4. So let's assume out of 100 rupees, 40 rupees dispute is pertaining to 16 subsection 4 and 60 rupees pertaining to other issues. So question would be how much to pay. Then you need to make only net tax liability. Netting of 16 subsection 4 demand, only 60 rupees need to be paid. Then what happened? Rectification application for that 40 rupees is required? Not required. As per notification number 22/2024 central tax, you need not require to move any rectification application. Hope this part is also clear. Now, through which document you will make the payment? Through which document you will make the payment? Listen very carefully. Through which document you will make the payment? Then my first answer to all of you is, when it is notice issued but no order passed, clause A, you should make payment through DRC 03. DRC 03. But if it's the case of clause B, order in original is passed but no order in appeal passed, and clause C, first order in appeal passed but no order passed by appellate tribunal. In case of clause B and clause C, you should make payment by credit to your e-liability registered. E-liability registered. Because demand is being debited in your e-liability register, so you should make payment through e-liability register. But let's say if you have paid a portion of liability through DRC 03, so we can understand this particular context with the example. Let's say 100 rupees was the demand, and impugned order passed against you 100 rupees. It got debited in your e-liability registered 100 rupees. Then you must pay 100 rupees through e-liability registered, credits to e-liability registered. That is the simplest way you can do that. But let's say you have paid the portion of liability, 50 rupees out of 100 to DRC 03. Then what to be done? Then you have to file DRC 03A, which is now made available on GST and portal. To get this 100 rupees adjusted with 50 rupees already paid, so net liability would be only 50, and then you pay 50 rupees through e-liability registered. That is how it needs to be done. This is the mode of payment. So this part is again communicated to all of you. So payment is being done. Cutoff date is also being done. After making payment, what you will do to get the benefit of waiver of interest and penalty. If your case falls under clause A, notice issued but no order is being passed, then you will file GST SPL 01 on portal. And these forms are being provided when you look at notification 20 and 21, 2024 central tax. So these forms are available. In case of clause A, SPL 01 need to be filed. In case of clause B, original order passed, no order in appeal. Clause C, order in appeal passed by first appellate authority, but no order passed by GST tribunal, then SPL 2 need to be filed. Hope I'm clear. SPL 1 in case of clause A, SPL 2 in case of clause B and clause C need to be filed. What is the time period when you'd be filing? You're filing within 3 months from that cutoff date, 31st March 2025. Within 3 months, you need to file it. And these forms are available, which you can download and check what all content need to be filled up. So once you have filed SPL 1 or SPL 2, now your proper officer, if he is not convinced, he will issue a notice. Am I right? So who would be proper officer, by the way? Proper officer would be in case when notice is being issued, then your officer under section 73. Otherwise, the officer who can initiate recovery proceedings under section 79. He will issue notice to you in SPL 3 within 3 months from filing of SPL 1 or SPL 2. So he will issue a notice to you within 3 months in SPL 3. What you would be doing after getting notice now to reply? In SPL 4, within 1 month from the notice received, within 1 month from the notice received, SPL 4. And once the reply filed, what your proper officer will do? Either he will pass favorable order, giving you the relief. In SPL 5, or he would be rejecting your application, SPL 7. Now, what is the time period? Time period. If favorable order or rejection order, favorable order SPL 5, rejection order SPL 7, within 3 months from the reply made. If you are not filing any reply, then within 4 months. And there may be a possibility that they have not issued notice to you in SPL 3. Then within 3 months of your application, SPL 1 or SPL 2, he will pass the order. If he is not passing the order, then the proceedings shall be deemed as concluded. So listen very carefully. If you are not getting any notice after filing your SPL 1 or SPL 2 within the time frame, then matters shall be deemed as concluded. So SPL 5, favorable order, SPL 7, rejection order that you are not given benefit, waiver. Your application gets rejected. If application gets rejected, what is the option available to you? File appeal against that rejection before appellate authority. Appellate authority as per section 107 within 3 plus 1 month. So your appellate authority now will pass the order, either allowing favorable order. Okay, you're allowed, you've been given amnesty in SPL 6, SPL 06, or he is again rejecting your appeal, SPL 8. This is what these forms and timeline. If it is being rejected, then quite obvious. You have to give undertaking, you will not file appeal against this order, then your original appeal will get restored. And this all process are being defined under Rule 164 of CGST Rules 2017. So I have explained everything from this provision, section 128, capital A, read with Rule 164. 2 notification important, 20 and 21, 2024. dated 8th October 24, rate-based circular number 238, dated 15th October 2024. So whatever I've narrated from these provisions. Hope I'm clear. There are certain FAQ now, one by one. Listen very carefully. If you have filed appeal or a writ petition and you want to avail the benefit, then you need to withdraw such appeal or writ petition. So while filing SPL1 or SPL2, if you are not having withdrawal order, you need to attach copy of withdrawal application. And whenever you get withdrawal order from the concerned authority, within 1 month, you need to submit to the proper officer. This is the first part. Hope I'm clear. Coming to the second part. Let's say you paid some demanded tax amount prior to 1st of November 2024. Why 1st November 2024? For simple reason, it got notified on 1st November 24, but you may have paid the demanded tax amount prior to 1st November 2024. Now here I want to take your test. Are you all willing? And you have to write down the answer in question answers tab. Let's say you have paid some amount, demanded tax amount prior to 1st November 2024, whether you will be given the benefit of the section 128 capital A. Say yes or no in question answers tab. Let's try. Let's see. Let me also see whether you will get the benefit or not. You try from your side. I'm only saying that you must try. Okay. So I'm seeing some of you are answering. Some of you are writing yes. Some of you are saying no also. Like Jatin Madani is saying no. Okay. Answer H, yes, you will get the benefit. You will get the benefit. Third question. If so-cause notice is only pertaining to interest or penalty, whether you will get benefit or not, say yes or no. Whether you will get benefit or not. If it is only interest or penalty, of course you will get the benefit. And these are all provided through circular FAQ. You will get the benefit. Only thing, interest should not be charged for delayed filing of return. Delayed filing of return. So hope I'm clear. Fourth question. This demanded tax amount can be paid through e-cash ledger and through e-credit ledger, both permissible. But on 2 count, you have to make payment through e-cash ledger. RCM liability, if any, or any section 9 subsection 5 liability need to be paid in cash. This is what they are talking about. So this is also being answered. Now there are 2 important questions which you must listen very carefully. 2 important questions. If any order or so-called notice covered area, covered period, let's say period, specified period of 3 years plus non-specified period 2 years, because this benefit is available only for 3 financial years, 17-18, 18-19 and 19-20. But let's say so-called notice is being issued even for 2021 and 21-22. Whether you will get benefit. So specified 3 years includes 2 years also for non-specified. Or there may be a case that you got the demand which includes erroneous refund also. So benefit of 128 capital A is not available on erroneous refund. Not available, right? What you would be doing that? Answer H and listen carefully. First, you have to make full payment of demanded tax amount. Demanded tax amount. You have to make full payment. So you have to make full payment for specified period and non-specified period. For demanded, tax on the issues and erroneous refund, you have to make full payment. And once your application is being approved, then you need to make payment of interest and penalty within 30 days. That is what this circular is talking about. Coming back to the next point, next important point, which we must know. If any so-called notice or order containing, let's say, 4 issue, and 2 issue you want to move for application and 2 issue you do not want, whether permissible partial application possible? Answer is big no. Partial application is not possible. No way possible. You have to go for the full total issues within that so-called notice or impugned order. Now, the last topic on this particular discussion, which is being debated at length. It is for 3 financial years. Listen very carefully, very interesting, but it is not being answered anywhere. It is not answered in FAQ. It is not answered in circular. And we are all trying to look for the answer. That is the region I'm discussing. Listen carefully. Let's say for 1718 and 1819, you know, 1718 73 order passed in December 23. 1819 73 order passed in April 24. And 1920 order is being passed in August 24. 1718, 1819, and 1920. The question which I'm getting from the market and for which we are looking for the answer, if we have not filed appeal against the impugned order for 1718 and 1819, which is 3 plus 1 month, it is all barred by limitation. Whether we will get benefit, the question number 1. For 1920, time is still available because order is passed in August 24 and 3 months are going to be expired in November 24. Do we require to file appeal and then withdraw the appeal and file the withdrawal application? These are 2 questions and there's no answer anywhere. We have run the Twitter poll on my Twitter account. We got many answers. Lot of you have said, yes, if it is barred by limitation, I will not get benefit. Lot of you have said that appeal need to be filed, then we need to withdraw. And we got reverse answer also. I'm not saying that I got one-sided answer. I got reverse answer also. But as per me, even if you have not filed appeal, which is barred by limitation for 1718 and 1819, and for 1920, even still time is available, do we require to file appeal? My answer is nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. I've read Rule 164 very carefully and Sub-Rule 7 also carefully. Rule 164, Sub-Rule 7 clearly saying, read with that SPL1 and SPL2. There also they are saying wherever applicable, withdrawal application wherever applicable. So if I have not filed appeal, there is no question of filing withdrawal application. So that is not customary. And if you're giving me benefit, you give me the benefit. To my mind, these benefits would be available to the taxpayer by reading the provision. But what would be the best? If CBIC can issue a clarification in this regard, saying that, of course, when you're giving benefit of 73, you must extend the benefit to those for 1718, 1819, and 1920, even though they have not filed appeal. For 1920, look at practical case, still time available after 1st November 24. Does it not looks like illogical? I need to first file appeal, then withdraw the appeal. So I'm just drawing the reference. And to that extent, what is my conclusion? Even though no appeal, you will get the benefit. That is my answer to this particular question. Hope I'm clear to all of you. So all the question I've tried to answer within this particular topic. So any question left out, of course, question answers tab. You can always come back to me if you are having any doubt pertaining to this query. So if this topic has gone well and you understood well, at least a thumbs up, then the third topic of the day. Can I? Of course, and I will take your queries at the end of this webinar. Okay, many thumbs up has come. Ashish is sending thumbs up in question answers tab, but lot of you are trying this application, Zoho application, and showing your thumbs up. Thank you very much. Okay, all right. So I responded back. Now the last topic of the day. And this is important. And honestly, first I will take voting. How many of you really know that GSTN has launched invoice management system facility, which is optional on GST portal? How many of you know? So if you know, say yes. If you do not know, say no. So I just want to understand how many of you are aware of invoice management system facility is available. A lot of you are saying yes. So there's one no from Narhera. There's one participant, but a lot of you are saying yes. So no or less. So yes prevail. Okay. So a lot of you know that there's invoice management system optional facility is being launched from October 2024 by GSTN portal. But let me tell you one thing. It is having no legal backing from the GST law or rules made thereunder. This facility is made operational on GSTN portal with no legal backing. So maybe corresponding rules need to be notified, but they have launched as optional. So this is the legal point. Keep it aside. But for your information, the first point, foremost point, whether this IMS, invoice management system, is beneficial for us. Let me have voting. I will tell you my answer. I'm only saying that you tell me whether this invoice management system is beneficial for us. If you think beneficial, say yes. If you think no, it is not required, say no. On that question answers tab, I'm waiting for your answers. Say yes or no. At least I should get some clarity that what we think about. So there's a Mohan Kumar Seturamanji saying no, it is not required. Okay, so Mohanji saying no. Okay, so Subham Agarwal is saying not required. Okay, a lot of you are saying yes. Some of you are saying extra work. Some of you are saying yes. Hardik is saying maybe in certain cases. So nice and amazed. Now, all of you listen to me. Listen to me very carefully so that you will feel that yes, we are discussing something very important today. Today, okay, now just raise. More complicated now. So Suresh is saying more complicated. No problem. Listen very carefully. As a buyer, as a recipient, let's say I'm your supplier and you all are my buyer. I have raised one invoice to you, let's say for 10 lakh rupees and charge IGST interstate supply, of which you have taken the credit. But do you have any mechanism? Listen very carefully. And this session, I want a little interactive one. Do you have any mechanism to cross-check whether your supplier has included this invoice in its GSTR1 and paid the liability through GSTR3B? Do we have any mechanism so that tomorrow when you're availing credit on such invoice, the authenticity, do we have any mechanism? Say yes or no, that much only. Then only we will get the importance of IMS. Please tell me, do we have any mechanism? So I need really answer from each one of you. See, invoice label matching mechanism is not available. I do not know, some of you are saying little yes to me, but let me tell you, there are challenges. There are challenges. There's sequential filing also being introduced, but invoice label matching is still missing today. It's not available. So being buyer, being recipient, to avoid any notices pertaining to invoice and corresponding ITC, do we not require any kind of facility? To my mind, this facility going to help us. First point. Second point, let's say you got some invoice from me, 10 lakh rupees invoice you got from me, but maybe I have put a GST number of some other party instead of you. Or maybe I put your correct GST number, but certain particulars are incorrect. HSN code, SSE code, classification, maybe rate is not correct. What to be done? You got that invoice. You go back to the supplier and you tell him, Bimalji, you have raised this invoice which is having mistake. And this offline communication start, and it takes time. The supplier is either revising or amending the invoice. It is taking its own time. But if something is made on real-time basis, is it not going to help you? My second part, please tell me whether it is going to be helping you when you get on real-time basis. Tell me yes or no. Yes or no. I'm just looking for the answer. See, I'm trying to give you some background of IMS. I'm not saying from department perspective, but I'm giving you that it has got some meaning to it. Some meaning to it. We have to understand the meaning to it. Of course, our work will increase to a certain extent. But once we get familiarized, and I can tell you one thing. Initially, Hers posted a query to me, Bimalji, what you see the future of AI in our professional work? Hers posted me this query in the beginning. And I answered that query to Hers that yes, we need to introduce digitization, automation, and AI in our working. Manually, we will not be able to survive. Things are moving faster, and we have to adapt changes. If we are not adapting changes, we would be out of the system. But I've given you the basis why it is importantly required. So IMS is required for many other regions. With this IMS, you will be convinced that your supplier has included the invoice which was shown to you and available to you on your IMS dashboard, which is available to you, on which your availing credit is included by supplier in a GSTR1 and corresponding taxes are being paid. Second, any mistake done by the supplier while raising the invoice, on real-time basis, you can come back to the supplier and reject the invoice. Say, no, this invoice does not having right particulars. Kindly correct it. So this advantage you will draw as a recipient. So bear in mind, it is advantageous to us. Having said that, now listen, what is this IMS and what we need to do as a recipient, as a buyer. Now listen very carefully. As a supplier, I will raise invoice and save those invoices before filing one. Or maybe a case when I'm filing my GSTR1, I'm uploading all the invoices, right? Or invoices are being included in GSTR1A for the supplier. Or through invoice furnishing facility, all B2B taxable supplies invoices. These invoices are going to be available to you, to recipient on IMS dashboard. And where you can see this IMS dashboard, you have to go to GST and portal. You have to go to the tab like services tab, then go to the return, and in return you will find the window of IMS. So that is available. You can see all such invoices which is pertaining to you, which is raised by your supplier. So once these invoices are available to you, what you would be doing? There will be four action. First action would be accept. If this invoice belongs to you and it is correct invoice, accept it. Reject. This invoice does not belong to you. Reject it. Or maybe this invoice belong to you but having wrong particulars, and you want your supplier to correct it. Reject it. Then only he will come to know that you have rejected this invoice. So accept and reject. Third is pending. Pending means neither you're accepting nor you're rejecting, but you're keeping it pending. Why you will keep pending? One example. Let's say I have raised, as a supplier, I have raised invoice on 30th October. It is filed in my one also. It is available. You can view the same on IMS also. But you're receiving goods on 5th of November. So credit is available only in the November month, not in the October month. So you can keep it pending. I hope I'm clear. But they are saying pending action cannot be taken. Pending action cannot be taken on credit note. So supplier issuing a credit note, you can't take pending action. Either you have to accept or reject. Any kind of upward or downward adjustment on credit note, you can't take pending action. You can't click pending, either accept or reject. Any downward or debit note, you can't take pending action. This is what they are saying. It has got some meaning, but just for the timing, keep to your mind, pending action is not possible on these three counts. Not possible. Last one is no. Neither you are accepting, nor you are rejecting, nor you are taking pending action. No action. And no action means deemed accepted. That is what it is saying. And I will tell you the advantage of this one as well. So for you, when you see the invoice on your IMS dashboard, accept, reject, pending, no action. No action is the deemed acceptance. And what I'm advising, I'm telling you, I'm saying that for the time being, you can advise your client that don't take any action. Not taking any action means deemed acceptance. Your 2B will auto-populated on 14th of next month. And through 2B, your data will flow to GSTR 3B, 4A5. And then you bifurcate your credit, which you need to reverse, 17 subsection 5, rule 42, rule 43 in table 4B1, or credit which you are supposed to reverse, you need to reverse, but available at a future date. You can reclaim, reavail. Table 4B2, the way we are doing it. So no action taken means deemed acceptance, and it will flow to 2B and then 3B. The way we are doing it will continue like this. So this is also possible. This is also possible, but for the time being. But we have to gear it up. Why we need to gear it up? I've told you the reason for that. We need to gear it up. And it will be over a period of time, department will look from our side, action to be taken. So for the timing to start with, they have given no action, which is deemed acceptance. This is my first observation. Going further. Now, what will not flow to IMS? Invoice management system. What will not flow? It will not come on IMS. Any RCM liability for you, for a recipient, such invoices, if raised by registered supplier, will not go to IMS. And self-invoice which you are generating under section 31, subsection 3, clause F, it will not go to IMS. So no action required. Second, if any invoice which is barred by limitation, 16 subsection 4, so beyond the time limit, as per section 16 subsection 4, will not go to your IMS. So there is no question of any action on such invoices. Third, POS. Let's say you are registered in Delhi, but you are going to Maharashtra Hotel, Le Meridian, Mumbai. And Le Meridian is raising invoice to you, CGST and Maharashtra SGST. And quite obvious, this credit will not flow to your daily registration. It will not come to IMS because credit is not available. Fourth, ISD invoice, input service distributor invoice, will not flow to IMS. GSTR 5, GSTR 6, ISD, as I said to you, will not flow. Even bill of entry, which is being filed on IceGate, on which you avail the credit, import of goods, will not flow to IMS. That integration yet to be done. It is not being done. It will not come to IMS. So these documents will not come to your IMS. Now, next component. Being recipient, we all know that a 2B, which is a draft to be generated on 14th of next month. Am I right? Supplier filing 1 on 11th. Invoice furnishing facility by 13th. Or GSTR 1A. And that can be filed till the time I'm filing my 3B. Supplier is filing 3B. 2B gets generated on 14th. I want to take some test. Are you all ready? First, you say thumbs up that you all are ready. Then I will take some test so that we can interact and get some idea. Say thumbs up that you all are ready. And you have to give answer yes or no, nothing else. Yes and no, nothing else. Okay. Listen now. Listen now. If as a supplier, if I'm including any invoice on 15th of next month, but let's say October month invoice included in my GSTR 1A filed on 15th of next month pertaining to October. So 15 November pertaining to October. Will it get auto-populated in your 2B, which is generated on 14th? Please tell me yes or no. Yes or no? Answer is big no. Big no. Nobody should say yes. Big no. But can you avail credit? Next question. Can you avail credit with this IMS? Say yes or no. Can you avail credit? Say yes or no. You have to tell me yes and no. This invoice which was included in 1A of supplier on 15th, can you avail credit? Please tell me yes or no. But still I'm not getting your answer. I really need to know answer. Yes or no. If you're not giving me answer, it means you are struggling with. You're struggling with. Can I see the answer? Yes or no? Okay. Listen now. Listen very carefully. Very carefully. Listen very carefully. The 2B which is generated on 14 is a draft 2B. If you see some invoice which is uploaded by the supplier, let's say example taken on 15th, you have all right to accept it. You have all right to accept it before filing your 3B, which is 28th. If you accept it, then you need to recompute or regenerate your 2B of that particular tax period. and that will include this invoice also. And hence, credit is made available in 3B of that relevant tax period. Hope you understood it. Tell me yes or no. Hope you understood it. Say yes or no, you got it. Say yes or no. At least I should see that yes, you are getting it. So perfect, perfect. So these many thumbs up means you are getting it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, having said that, next question. Can you take multiple action on any invoice? Multiple action on any invoice on IMS? Multiple action. Answer. If supplier has saved the invoice before filing one, you can take action. No one is stopping you. As a recipient, you can take an action. But that action taken by you will be override once he's filing GSTR1, that the next fresh invoice will come up. Again, you need to take action. So advisable only supplier file GSTR1, you should take action. If you are taking any action, first, this. And multiple action is possible till the time you're filing your 3B. Till the time you're filing your 3B. So if you take latest action, that will override the previous action till the time you're filing 3B. But after filing 3B, you can't do anything. So the challenge. Let's say you have rejected some invoice which you were supposed to accept it, but mistake. You have rejected the same and you have filed your 3B also. Will it not be available to you? Will it not available to you? We are raising these concerns to GSTN and telling them, sir, please tell us. Look at October 24 is very interesting one. And this is, I'm giving an alarm to each one of you. Any invoice pertaining to financial year 23-24, if raised in October 24 by a supplier, being recipient, you should not reject anything. If you reject, then it will go away from IMS, then problem. Then it will not flow to 2B and 3B. Your eligible credit will go away. So don't reject. And no action is the best action, which I've told you. No action means deemed accepted, flow to 2B and then check whether available or not available. But don't reject it. If you reject such invoice, it will go out of IMS, 2B and 3B. It is all relevant because of time limit as per section 16 subsection 4. So this October month 24 is very important. If any invoice pertaining to financial year 23-24, hope I have made it easy for understanding. If it is really understandable, can I see thumbs up from each one of you? Can I see thumbs up that you understood it? Please thumbs up once so that I get a clarity that my audience has got it. Okay. Perfect. Now listen. There are a number of points which is still under debate and under discussion. They're saying optional, right? They're saying optional. But if recipient take any action, even under optional facility, my transaction gets changed. So how come it is optional? It is not correct. This is not correct. If it is optional, it should not change my numbers. Okay, optional, you give this facility for learning sake, but should not impact the transaction. By putting optional, still changing the transaction is not advisable. Point number one. These are all suggestions to GSTN portal. You can add further, definitely yes. But I'm telling you, we have to start from somewhere and we have to get prepared for this. We can't really, leave it like this and come back with number of queries. Point number two. They're saying you can download your data on Excel and do the sorting part, accept, reject, other part. But what about large companies? voluminous data. There's no offline utility available like JSON. Will that be available? That is the point of representation. And what answer we got from them? GSTN, yes, they are working on it. And they will give the offline utility for voluminous data. Otherwise, for large company, for an MNC, it is not possible. So they are saying that we are working on it. Third, handholding and training. Handholding required for all your taxation personnel working in the company. They must learn this IMS. Why this is important, I've told you. And they must understand the process. Until then, no action is the best action, but we have to get it started from somewhere. So maybe we can take some time and get ourselves prepared, and we can put a request to the government for the timing. Let it be started from April 1, 2025. Let it be started from April 1, 2025. Do you all agree? Do you all agree on this point? If yes or no? Until then, it should be available on a trial mode as a pilot project. What is your say? Yes or no? Okay, so a lot of answers are coming. So that's good. So you're saying yes. Okay, all right. So a lot of yes and no are coming in question answers tab. Now, another problem, another thing which is important one, and which we must try to understand, credit note. Credit note raised by the supplier, you need to accept or reject. Pending action is not possible. But you want to pause for that credit note, because credit note going to reduce your ITC also. Credit note going to give me supplier adjustment of tax liability. Correspondingly, your ITC get reduced. So I want to pause for the timing. I need to have pending action. So why this pending is not available? There may be many commercial dispute pertaining to that. Matter of representation. Even the reject. Some invoice I have rejected, which was otherwise need to be accepted, and I filed my 3B, and it goes away from IMS dashboard. Why? It should be available to me till the time limit 16 subsection 4. I should be given those action available. I did rejection wrongly, erroneously. I want to accept it. Subsequent month, I can't do it. It should be made available. I'm saying till the time 16 subsection 4 period of limitation. Credit. That is my representation. So these are the pointers which are gathered from practical usage. You may be having many other queries pertaining to this. My suggestion to each one of you would be jot down those pointers. And maybe you are having my email ID, you're having our contacts, we are on social media. You can put those questions on social media also. We can collect all those questions, comprise everything, and then send to GSTN for their reply for the betterment of this IMS dashboard. But training is important. Now, the last and foremost, check your software, ERP. It's compatible to take care of IMS. It's integration. With the IMS integration with the GSTN and your software is possible or not possible? When offline utility is made available, how it is going to behave and integrated need to be checked and tested. These are all open questions on IMS, but we have to get it started from somewhere. So maybe I've given a broader perspective on IMS and tried my best to throw some good insight on IMS. So these 3 topics I thought of deliberating today. So I'm towards end of my webinar. Maybe we can now take up your question one by one. Hers must have captured your question and he's going to post those questions to me. So stay back. If you have not posted any question, then also you stay back. For the reason, sometimes question is not being asked, but by getting answer of some question, you get benefited. You become enriched. So that might give you the advantage. So be stay back. It will add, our credential, our experience. What would be the answer of this particular query? So Harsh is going to post those queries to me, and I will try to answer your queries. Back to Harsh.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being so attentive, and very, very warm thank you to Sir, as he was almost speaking continuously for 1 hour, 25 minutes. That's the passion he has. So, all right, Sir has taken the sip of his water. So now we are ready with the questions. So, first question by Mr. Surendra. So, whether RCM on rent paid is applicable for exempt supply, where both exempt and taxable supply? What is the answer?
To me, RCM for exempt supplies need not be paid. See, ultimately, taxability is on taxable supply, either under forward charge or reverse charge. If supply per se is exempt, then there is no question of taxability, either under forward charge or under reverse charge. That would be my answer.
All right. Next question by Mr. Varun. Sir, is it mandatory to take action to avail ITC in new IMS tool?
See, that is optional. They have said it's optional, but we have to get started from somewhere. And that is what my suggestion to each one of you would be, that get yourself prepared. But what we are finding on IMS, that once action taken by recipient, even though it is optional, transaction is getting affected. To my mind, this is not correct. If it is optional, it should not change my numbers. Maybe as a pilot project, this should be run, but for learning sake, not for affecting the transaction. Yes, please.
All right. So next question by Mohan. Guruji, negative liability from GST R1 to GST R3B, but GST R3B is not allowed to file. I raised the ticket also, but till now there has been no response. Now my question is how to utilize the balance of excess negative liability next month.
Mohanji, I think now they have introduced this feature on GSTR 3B as well. Kindly cross-check. Recently, I've heard, and there was advisory by GSTN that they have introduced. I request you kindly cross-check. Even though it is not working, please do share that details and ticket number with me. I will take up with the GSTN team.
All right. Next question by Somnath Sen. Do we require to report self-invoice series in GST R1 table number 12?
I don't think, Mr. Somnath Sen, not required.
By Mangesh Mandlik. Sir, is there any time limit once ITC availed in 3B within timeline and claimed as refund on payment of IGST for export of service anytime later?
Time limit is for availing credit as per section 16 subsection 4 and for claiming refund within 2 years from the relevant date of export as per section 54. Mangesh, this is how it need to be checked.
All right. Similar question from Mr. Somnath, but instead of table number 12 is table number 13. Do we require?
Even though I will not say, because GSTR 1 for self-invoice need not required.
Another question from Mr. Somnath. Sir, can we say from 1/11/24 that nil filing of GSTR not possible as we have to mention the self-invoice series?
I do not know where from Mr. Somnath is getting this questions, why it is coming out. I do not, disclaimer, I need to cross-check when he's asking table 12, table 13, then again talking about self-invoice series. Maybe something need to be revisited. So I'm just holding back. I will cross-check and put this reply across.
All right. Mr. Purushottam Mundra. Demand was raised under section 73. Department recover the tax from cash
Hers, am I audible?
Oh yes, sir. Maybe some network issue from my end. I'll repeat
Yeah.
the question. By Purushottam Mundra, the question was: demand was raised under Section 73. Department recover the tax from cash treasure balance, but interest and penalty is still pending. How to get it?
Simple, Purushottamji. In this case, you can avail the benefit of Section 128 capital A. I've explained. So you will get the waiver of interest and penalty. You have to move an application, which I suggested accordingly.
All right. Next question by Mr. Ashok Kumar. Sir, can we take benefit of Section 128A for interest and penalty for late filing of GST
No,
3?
no, Ashokji, no. I've said not possible.
Moving on to Ashwin Tanna. Under any law, whenever amnesty declared, person pays the taxes before declaration of amnesty scheme. No refund, then amnesty scheme is for dishonest and defaulter. Is it natural justice to honest taxpayer?
Ashwinji, this is the irony, and even for Section 128 capital A, they have said if you have paid the interest and penalty, then no refund would be allowed. And to my mind, it is not an actual justice. And I have also shared my views while discussing Section 16, subsection 5. So I don't agree with that, and it must be extended to the compliant taxpayer as well.
Another question by Mr. Purushottam. Demand was raised under Section 73, appeal not filed. Department recover the tax from. Is it the same question? I believe how to get benefit.
Yes, correct. Yes, correct.
Yeah, same question. All right, all right. So, Purushi sir has already answered. So I'm moving ahead from your question. Sir, now next question is by Sridhar Iluvaka. Sir, good evening. My question is: the department raised the demand the same as we reversed 2 years back, but now they are asking interest and penalty. Whether in this case is it applicable to 128A amnesty scheme?
You can definitely, because they're saying something paid prior to 1st November 2024, you're entitled to. There is no bar per se. And that is what circular is clarifying. So, and before we reach to the end part, let me share one part. Hers, if you can just announce about GST Chronicles, which we are going to do at Amritsar on 6th of December, so that those participants from that area, they can avail this, benefit, and they can come and join us. Then we can carry on with the question and answer.
Sure, sir. So as sir already mentioned, so we are bringing sir closer to people of Amritsar, where we will be hosting it's a formal plus informal event, dinner event, where sir will be imparting his knowledge, and questions will range from GST to Supreme Court laws to government laws to your self-sanitation to human life, human thoughts, everything under the sun. We'll be having a gala time with sir for 1.5 hours or 2 hours also. It depends how interactive the audience is. So from Zoho Books handle, I repeat, from Zoho Books handle, and sir will be tagged on the LinkedIn post as well. We would be announcing the invite for that particular event. It's a completely free of cost event. We want only sir, nothing should come between you and the knowledge that sir is providing to all our CA business owners and fellow advocates. So see you soon in Amritsar on 6th of December, 7 p.m. onwards.
By this invitation, for simple reason, sometime you are willing to meet me in person. And meeting in person gives different perspective, different energy, different synergy. Rest assured, these opportunity comes, and Zoho Books has taken up this initiative pan-India at different places of India. This time we are going to Amritsar on 6th of December. Holiday Inn is the venue. It's starting 6:30, followed by a gala dinner. You would be given a lavish dinner, wherein we are going to discuss many things on GST and other than GST. So you may be having any numbers of questions in your mind, which you would be thinking, can I ask from Bimal Jain? Yes, I would be personally available. So we will have, that interactive session with the open house on GST plus anything other than GST, followed by gala dinner, Holiday Inn. That link would be made available to you. You have to only get yourself registered. It is at Holiday Inn at Amritsar. So nearby, anyone, or even from distant place, if you are willing to, you're most welcome. So it's an invitation to each one of you. get yourself registered before, all the seats gets filled up. Yes, now, Hers.
Thank you, sir. Coming back to our business as usual, Mr. Amitabh Lahiri has posted a statement. For filing APL 01, I have paid 10% of demand. Then I
You will,
should pay back.
you will get the benefit, definitely. To that extent, it gets net off. Yes, possible.
All right. Moving on to Mr. Umesh. The liability is paid in case of RCM cases, whether Section 128A is applicable.
See, it is talking about non-payment or short payment. So this non-payment or short payment can happen even for RCM liability. You can just cross-check. There's no bar per se. It is except erroneous refund. Umesh ji.
All right. Moving on to Mr. Ajay Charya. Order passed under Section 73, whether filing of appeal must for availing amnesty.
Not Ajay ji, I did discuss from my interpretation, filing of appeal is need not required, but a clarification is welcome from the CBIC.
Right. Moving on to next question by Mr. Devam Sheth. If there are two issues in order passed against, that is 16/4, case and demand of interest and penalty, how to avail benefit of 16(5) and 128A?
The only thing they are giving benefit of, the demand amount under section 16, subsection 4, that can be get adjusted. That is what they are talking about. And for the demand of interest and penalty, of course, then you can move with the section 128 capitally. So Devam, you'll be having that facility. To my mind, you can move your application.
All right. Moving on to Mr. Dipen Gaglani. I filed appeal for 1718, but due to more than 4 months, Deputy Commissioner rejected appeal. Now any benefit is available.
Dipen, even though your appeal got rejected, you're having right to further go for appeal, but GST tribunal is not being formed. So to Deputy Commissioner means order before first appeal at authority. So you can always move to higher up. That provision is available to you. So reading that provision, I'm thinking you will get the benefit of section 128 capital A. And that's what we did discuss when we were discussing about 17, 18, 18, 19 time bar period, whether we should get the benefit or not. We, as per me, in my humble submission, we will get the benefit.
Right. Moving on to Sayam Jain. So whenever you are, if you want to stop the next 2-3 questions, you just notify me.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. For Sayam Jain, for 16.4, also we need to file SPL. My appeal has been dropped for 16.4 of FY 18-19.
If it is dropped, then you order is in your favor. Why then you need to move for SPL? That order is in your favor. If that is being appeal is being dropped against you, of course, then you need to move that rectification application. So adverse order, you should move rectification application. But if order is in your favor, no problem, Sayam.
All right. So Mr. Adarsh, sir, what if demand is already paid? Can we claim refund of the same?
Which provision you're talking about? ITC? If you ITC issue you're discussing, demand is paid, no refund would be permissible. Others.
Right. Moving on to Mr. Arvind Singhania. Sir, one question, though not related to the topic, is self-invoice for RCM required to be prepared party-wise or a consolidated one, monthly with an annexure containing details of RCM transactions?
It can be, highly advisable that per transaction, but per transaction the voluminous data. So consolidation is permissible party-wise. Consolidation month-wise is not advisable. Party-wise is more advisable.
All right. Moving on to Mr. Ashok. Sir, by introducing IMS, what is the need to disclose ITC in Table 4?
See, IMS is not fully, made implemented as yet. It is still under optional mode. So maybe over a period of time, all the figures get auto-freezed. And even GSTN has started that they are going to freeze the number in GSTR 3B. So they are working on those lines. So maybe the way you are looking at, they are going to do in future.
All right. Another question by Mr. Mohan. I really like Mohanji, how he addresses you, sir. Once, except if negative liability.
Hers, let me tell you, he is departmental officer. He's retired. He's very active guy. He's a very active guy. I know he's from Chennai only. His
Nice.
name is known to me, but he still passes a lot of respect to me while watching my all webinar. So thankful to him. But that is what his passion about the subject matter. He retired from the department as senior position and attending lot many webinar and participating and asking lot many queries. That shows passion of someone that yes, he's carrying on. You must carry on, Mohanji. My all the best wishes to you.
Really good to know a little bit more about you, Mohanji, as well.
Your voice is gone, Hers. Your voice is gone. Her voice, your voice is cracking, Hers.
Better now, sir?
Is better now.
Yeah, so sorry for my poor internet connectivity. So yeah, so Mohanji's question, once accept if negative liability arise, what will be the impact, Guruji?
This is again need to be evaluated in the factual position, but as per me, as I suggested, kindly cross-check that they are allowing this facility in 3B also, negative one. Kindly cross-check. Then he can always come back to me.
Right. Moving on to Mr. Kumal Vale's question. Sir, how should ineligible invoices under Section 17.5 be treated on the IMS portal?
See, in such cases, if you are accepting such invoice, then quite obvious, you have to go back and do the reversal in table 4B1. If you are rejecting that invoice, it will not flow to 2B and will not go to your 3B in table 4A5. So there are two alternative ways, Kumar.
All right. Now, Mr. Mahesh Kotian, what if the ITC is rejected under Section 16.2, read with Rule 36.4? Can we claim relief under Section 16.5 for the year 2021?
If 2021 through 3B by 30th November 21, Maheshji, no problem. It is open to you. You can avail the benefit.
Right. So next question is by Advocate Utkarsh Singhal. Sir, on one side, IMS is not compulsory, and on the other hand, if no action, it is deemed acceptance. Isn't it contradictory? Future litigation perspective.
Utkarsh, quite obvious. Had it, let's assume, had IMS is not there, then also you are flowing with the normal 2B and 3B and doing the needful action, needful activities like table 4A5, table 4B1, table 4B2. It's same situation. Of course, IMS is not compulsorily. No action means deemed acceptance. Deemed acceptance is nothing but you're saying 2B and then accordingly you're filing your 3B. So that is what Utkarsh all about. So that is the reason I said no action is the best action as of date now, till the time we get acquainted with.
All right. Next question by Mr. Kumar Vale. Sir, we currently have more than 500 invoice line items on the IMS portal, but there is no option to take action on them. Could you please advise on how to proceed with this portal? Is there an offline tool?
Got it. Kumar offline tool would be made available in time to come. That's what they are working on. So GSTN is working on those lines. You will get that facility.
Right. Mr. Amitava Lahiri, should CBIC extend date of filing 3B from 20th to 25th of the succeeding month? Will they do it?
Amitava, I'm not from government side. So at the moment, I can't answer it. But that is how I've seen that a lot of states are going for poll on 28th. And there's public holiday also. So in that case, I'm hopeful that you will see in those respective places, there would be extension. But this is in my personal capacity, not in my official capacity. I'm making my personal comment. Sorry. Yes.
All right. A large question from Mr. Kumar Vale. Sir, how should we treat pending ITC from before adoption of IMS in the electronic credit reversal and reclaim statement? Is any action required on the IMS portal for this? And how should we declare ITC before and after IMS in the GSTR 3B return?
Kumarji, we need to sit down with the fact and figures, and then we need to understand that how it would be done. In a short span of question answering session, I am putting my request to you. Kindly excuse me. It requires something to be understandable on both the sides. you appreciate my, this answer, because it requires to understanding from both perspectives.
Right. So his second part of question now, with the adoption of IMS, is it mandatory to report ITC in GSTR 3B under table 4B2?
I can't see. So we can pause this question because this has got connectivity. We can take up later.
All right. But a question by CACV Suryam. Sir, a normal registered taxpayer having HO and only one warehouse, both are in different states. Can HO distribute entire common ITC on inward services through ISD to warehouse as HO does not have turnover?
To my mind, possible, no problem. It is doable.
Right. Next question by Mr. Arun Berlia. Invoice appearing in IMS of October 24 from GSTR 1A and it has been accepted by me as a result, auto-populated in GSTR 3B of October 24 and therefore claimed in October 24. Question is whether the same invoice will appear in GSTR 2B of next month GSTR 2B.
Will not come once you have accepted and it has gone to your 2B and 3B auto-population. It will not go. So that is how we have to be careful about. That's what I've said. Where some invoices where pending action need to be taken. So maybe if it has gone, you need to reverse it under table 4B2 and to be reclaimed later. That system need to be followed, Arunji.
Right. Next question by CA Atif. Sir, one question. Suppose I wrongly charged ISGR instead of CGST and SGST. What should I do? Whether amendments are made or issue a credit or not?
See, amendment can be done, and these are the matter going to the court also, and writ court are allowing benefit also. So amendment is possible, but by issuing a credit note, again it need to be supported by recipient. A lot of things need to be done. So either way, but it is a revenue neutral transaction, and I see no reason. I'm sure that. Even though litigation is there, but it can be defended.
Right. So moving on to almost the last question of the day.
Voice again gone.
How should we declare ITC before and after poor reception? I don't know why. Am I audible, sir, now?
Now I'm getting it.
Yeah, all right. A question by Bhaskar Jagannathan. How should we declare ITC before and after IMS in the GSTR 3B, Table 4B2 for temporary reversal and Table 4D1 for reclaim statement?
It is with the same analogy, Bhaskar. If that credit is to be claimed later at a future date, which is reavailment possible, similar methodology, then once invoice is being accepted, then it will go away from IMS. Then rest of the things you need to do in 3B only, and which usually you're doing need to be done.
Right. So this was a question that I shared with you. We have few more questions in Q&A tab. Should I dictate it to you, sir?
Maybe we can now pause. We have taken up all the questions and we are crossing now 6:10, 6:15 almost. So maybe I am thankful to all the participants for their time joining today. And we have tried our best to make all three topics lucid. And I have taken up all the component of these three topics with the questions which is available as on date. There may be some question which is left out. If it is left out, you're always free to come back to me through a social media channel, and we will try to resolve your queries as well. But sincerely thanking each one of you. Just Diwali gone nearby, so my best wishes to each one of you for your family. Lot of health, wealth, and happiness, peace and prosperity. Enjoy, and God bless each one of us on this earth. So back to Hers for any concluding remarks.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm echoing the same sentiment that sir does. First of all, from Zoho, and to Bimal sir, who takes out his precious time to impart this education for free to all of us, and to all the attendees who pour so much of love to sir that we feel obliged that, okay, we should be the bridge between the two of you. And with that, I would also like to say, if any questions went unanswered, we obviously want to answer everything, but we'll have this recording shared soon. There you can obviously reach out or comment on that particular section. I will ensure that sir or sir's team is always there to answer it, because I know sir anyways answer every questions, but that will be my added responsibility. With that, I would like to sign off. and have a very good day. Thank you.
Thank you.